Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's been Claire's first week of bike ownership.
Yeah.
So we're going to catch up and see how you're doing. How's it gone?
I'm still looking at her.
You still looking at her, still loving her?
She's a beauty, yeah. I think it's been quite a tough week.
A tough week?
Yeah, sort of emotionally, it's been quite a tough week because it's so new, and with the little drop that I had, I've been nervous, very nervous about dropping her again.
Oh, you think you're going to drop her
I'm
again?
obsessed with it, yeah. I can't help it. I feel obsessed with it.
Yeah. So have you been out on it much?
Yeah, I've been out on it. Not loads, but I've been out on it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I think every day is definitely a learning day.
Okay.
I learn something new every day, which is good.
Yeah.
And I suppose you still do.
Oh,
You guys still learn something every day. I know I've got a lot to learn, I know this, but it's a good thing because things happen, you see things, and that's a new thing.
Yeah.
And it just there's a lot to think about. It's a lot harder than I ever imagined. I think it's a tough thing to get your brain around because everything's in a different place to a car. Maybe if I wasn't a car driver, maybe it would be easier.
I know, like a lot of you guys that watch, you've been biking from being younger, and we're later into it. Do you think doing this later on in life is better or a hindrance?
I think it's a bit of a hindrance for me personally.
Why?
Because I just think it's a lot to think about, a lot to learn. You've got to be on your top dollar with it, top gear. And I think it's been quite an emotional week. It's been a brilliant week. It's been brilliant, but you've got to overcome the anxiety of it a little bit.
Is that what you're feeling then?
Yeah,
You're feeling anxious about it?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had your confidence knocked?
Yeah, definitely had my confidence knocked with the drop there. Yeah.
Through the fear of dropping it?
I've got fear of dropping it.
Have you dropped it again?
No, I haven't dropped it again. I'm pleased to report. I spent a lot of time this week. This might sound really silly to everybody. Just sitting on her.
Well, where's the monkey been all
He's
week?
been in the front room. Andy's bike secured outside. Mine is in the lounge. I've been sitting on her and getting used to it. I think, I'm quite small. I know this is a light bike, but it's quite heavy to me because it's a new feeling. So I've been sitting on her and I've been getting used to her, probably because I dropped her, very simply dropped her. So I want to get used to the weight. It's a weight that I'm not used to me. So I think that's been really helpful because you've been at work, whatever, and I've been sat on it and I've quite bonded with her a little bit this week.
Well,
Does that make sense? Do you bond with your bike?
I think I do. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely do. They're like having a horse, aren't they, or something?
Yeah, it's like having another child.
Well, it becomes a part of you. When you're out on road, it's like it's you and the machine all together.
And do you know what else I've done?
What?
I've just looked at her. So, which I did not really done before. I've just looked at every part of her. And what's that? Oh, I like that. Oh, what's that? Oh, there's a bit of rust there. I'll try. I need to think about that. Cleaning that, getting that sorted.
Yeah.
So I've really looked at her, we've looked at each other, we've spoken to each other.
And you found out about your toolbox, you found that, didn't you?
Looked at the toolbox.
And also your helmet.
There's a helmet stand on it.
There's a helmet lock.
Yeah. I'd never put my helmet on there though. I'd probably forget and drive off with it flapping around. No, so it's been a little bit of a emotional week. For that.
It's fair to say as well, when you did your CBT, a good portion of that, you were on a scooter, weren't you?
Oh, yes, I was.
So this is
totally
a different style. So how are you getting on gears and everything
else? It's just all in a different place, and I sometimes wonder, how do I know what gear I'm in, really?
Yeah.
I find that an unusual concept because I'm not quite sure sometimes what gear I'm actually in.
Yeah.
Does everybody else have that, or did they used to have that? Do you sometimes think that?
Yeah. I think it's true. I mean, I don't have a gear indicator on the Kawasaki on that Royal Enfield. It would tell you what gear it were in. There's sometimes where I'm higher than what I think, so...
Oh, really? Yeah. So I'm struggling to have any concept of what gear I'm in, which sounds terrible, but it's not terrible, really. It's just learning, isn't it? I think, same with the car, you just kind of eventually figure out roughly, what gear I'm in. Oh, yeah, I'm in third, whatever. Yeah. So I'm going through that emotion this week, the gear, because of course I'm going out on it and then using my gears much more than,
The interesting thing with it as well, I was talking to somebody on Monday and I was telling him that you've got this monkey. I said, have you ever been on one? And he said, no, I haven't. He'd been riding years and years. He says, no, I've never been on one, but I've seen them. And he jokes and he said, does she struggle getting her foot down flat? And I didn't think you were joking. And I said, well, yeah, actually, she does. And he said, what, really? And I went, well, yeah. Although they're small, the seat's so wide. And it's quite high up, isn't it?
I can't really sit here. I kind of sit here-ish. I've also noticed that when I put my legs down, my trousers rub against this. Or this side, really, because I've got my foot on the brake there, on this side. Yeah.
But one thing you've learnt this week is you were on both tiptoes, because that's how you sit if you want both feet down, don't you?
Yeah.
And you weren't covering your back brake.
No, I'm working on using the brake here. Again, a different concept, I suppose. So my foot's on the brake and I'm stopped, and try and put my full foot down on this side, which means the bike is slightly to this side.
Yeah.
Again, back to my concerns about dropping it again when I'm standstill.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is on this bike for me. I'm too small.
Yeah.
So it has to go to this side. Not a lot, but so I need to get used to the feeling of that. Claire, it's not falling over. You've got it. And I'm familiar with the weight.
And you've been practicing that in front rooms, putting your foot down.
If there was a fly on the wall there, they've got some brilliant stories, because I've just been sat looking at her. So at the moment, Andrew is bringing the bike all this way. I'm just tottering about, but Andrew, you're doing that for me, thank you.
But you started in here.
Yeah.
But now you've moved on to like a little estate that you can go around. So you're practicing your junctions.
Yeah,
that's it.
I want to do that. I don't want, rightly or wrongly, maybe I should just get straight out there, but I want to build up my confidence. I think that's really important for me. That's what I want to do.
And we were talking this morning, weren't we, about what your expectations were.
Yeah.
And what the reality of it is. And I think it's important for anybody that's starting to ride this time of year, because, I know I went through it, and we all expect to do a CBT, which is only compulsory basic training. It's not a licence.
Yeah.
And I think you thought that you should be whizzing round.
Yeah, I thought it'd be absolutely amazing. I had really high expectations. I just thought I'd be able to ride this bike, whiz off all over the place.
But the reality is,
the case.
It's not that, is it?
No.
I mean, it could be if you wanted. I think it's down to the individual.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
in my case,
you're very safety conscious.
Yeah, I am very safety conscious.
And you want to protect your bike.
Quite sensitive at, getting it right. I want to get it
right.
right.
So I think you're doing exactly the right thing. It's all about, nobody can tell you how you feel and if you feel safe.
Yeah.
There's
I don't
only
want to
you.
wing it. I want to do it properly.
Do it properly. And the only way that you're going to do that is through experience. And if you can do it in a safe, controlled way, and if that means that you're just going round the state, practicing your junctions and everything else before you go on a bigger trip, I think you're doing exactly the right thing. But I do think that you need to lower your expectations, because I don't know what you thought you were going to be.
I've seen that lady called Sarah Levitzi, is it? On
the French
YouTube?
girl.
I was expecting that, really. I was expecting those
I've
moves.
seen her, but she's like
on a monkey, but it's not happening for some reason.
She's riding like Ninja H2s, and she's like endoing them, and she parks it against a wall with its front wheel up. And
I was expecting a little bit of that, really. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
And Itchy Boots has not called me yet, so.
Not yet. So we got a seat thing and everything else going on.
Something to tell you about.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of feedback last week. Thank you so very much. Or last time. We've got some brackets for the L plates.
We have.
They're going to go on the side there.
Yeah, we've got them on.
That.
So we're going to put those on.
Yeah.
They're all sorted. We've also got some other bits for it, because one thing that you've said to me is that you're worried about bike theft.
I'm petrified of bike theft, which is a shame, because I want to, go out, but I can't leave. When am I going to leave it?
Yeah.
When am I going to put it?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think I were a little bit naive. Bike theft is a big thing.
It's a massive
Bikes
problem.
are getting stolen now. You've got to do everything you can to stop your bike getting nicked.
And this bike's light, so people have warned me, actually, Claire, people can pick this up and put it into a van. Yeah. Massive, major red flag for me. Yeah. Nobody can pick Bubbles up.
No.
She's got to be here. So I'm worried about bike theft. So it's a problem for me, that.
Yeah,
to think about the best options for me and this bike.
I mean, I think the main advice is to not let it out of your sight.
Okay.
If it's out of your sight, then that's one thing. But then there's some occasions, like if you say you nip down to shops, or you just go in for a coffee, or even, you know, just filling up with fuel. You've got to be careful in some places, you know. And I suppose if you take your eye off it. But one thing that happened when the Royal Enfield got stolen, a company called Lightlock got in touch with me and they said that they'd seen the video, and they just sent me a lock.
Fantastic.
They didn't want anything in return. So I just want to be clear. They didn't say, we'll send you this, do a video on it, say this, say this, say that. They didn't say anything like that.
Thank you, Lightlock.
But you'll see that it does say paid promotion on this, just because I have to declare that there's something in it. So they sent me that. It was the X1. It's part of my security thing. I'm not going to go through what security I've got on my bike in total, because then it makes it less secure. But let's just say Mr. T has a few less chains than what I have. Because
you're the fool.
But the idea I've been researching this security thing, because it's a real threat if you're a biker, and it's all about layers. And really, the longer it takes someone to steal your bike, then that's what you're aiming, because ultimately,
slow them down.
If they had enough time, it's like if you lost your keys for all your locks, that don't mean that you can't retrieve your bike. Otherwise, there'd be bikes locked up everywhere and nobody can get them. So you can get stuff off, whatever it is, but it's the amount of time and the amount of kit that it takes to take it off. When I spoke to Lightlock about this, they said that this is a solution. Okay. Now, it's not as strong as some of the other ones.
Okay, so what is it called?
It's called a Lightlock core. Feel that? I mean, you might think, oh, that's quite
heavy, but it's not mega.
It's quite heavy. But I think it's like half the weight of a equivalent chain.
Okay, so what's inside there?
Well, it's like a braid thing.
Okay.
So, I think for bolt croppers, they can't get through it. Which is like a big problem in some areas where they come with big bolt croppers, but you can see it opens up like that. Yeah. We're not told what to say. We didn't even have to mention it.
No.
But for me personally, I think that this company, they're made in Britain as well. So
great that it's made in Britain, and there's a lot of
one of the few things that is.
There's a lot of different options. They've got different styles, different things, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Brilliant.
basically, to sum up, I am really pleased with Bubbles. She's beautiful. I'm glad I've got her.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get over the initial wave of, crikey, I've got a bike.
I think we did a video where I have like a week after my CBT, and now we're exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's just, so it seems to be a pattern. I don't know if you've done your CBT, what were your first week like? Or
where did you go?
And if you were back on this clipboard test that we hear about, where you just got to ride around in olden days, around block, and they'd sign you off, and you could have, whatever bike you wanted. Did you have the same thing first week? I do remember when I was learning to drive, once I'd passed my test, that first week were a bit dodgy. Yeah,
I got stuck on a hill.
Did you?
I couldn't get a massive queue behind me. I couldn't get my biting point to get up the hill. I remember that vividly. It was a thing. And then forever I was worried about hills, but it's not a problem now. Yeah. You've got to keep battling through it, haven't you? So
yeah, that's
what I'm doing. But I love it. So thank you for all your support.
I think the support's helped you, hasn't it?
It has. Thank you very much.
Please keep doing that.
I never thought I'd own braces.
Well, I didn't actually. With
Tommy.
For me riding this down as well, this is just awesome. It's such a good bike. It is rather small for me. I do struggle getting a full lock on with me knee, but there's such a fun bike.
People have asked to see footage of you on the bike, so will we be including that?
Probably not this video, because I'm still trying to not pip the horn at people as I pass. But we'll see that next.
Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I am. It's because it's a Honda thing. Apparently, it's the opposite way around.
Is your right?
So the horn's on top, but on my Kawasaki, it's underneath. On every other bike I've been on, it's underneath. So anyway, right. Thanks so much for watching. Please support Claire, because there's some days that she just needs a little bit of a boost, isn't there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. But I want to do it. I want to, and we've got some good trips coming up. So I need to get on top of the bike. Yeah.
Are you enjoying it though?
Yes.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. Some days absolutely love it. Some days I'm a bit nervous. Yeah. I don't know why that is. It's just up and down, isn't it?
Have you felt like packing in?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not going to.
Okay, today. Well, it don't matter if you do. Then
No,
you know,
no.
you can give me this if you want, and I'll have it.